Welcome to Talking Heads on USA Global TV, starring the one and only wonderful Dr. Jacqueline. It's a prestigious place where world-class influencers and experts meet, and where you'll find the most trusted advisors and coaches for all things in life and business. Visit usaglobaltv.com to sign up for our newsletter. Get the value you need and be first in line to learn about events and giveaways and other valuable content. Connect with us. Email Dr. Jacqueline at usaglobaltv.com and talk about how you can become part of USA Global TV. That's USA Global TV, where the doctor is always in.
Hello and welcome to the Wild at Heart show at USA Global TV and Radio. Wild at Heart, real, authentic, uncut, a show for man, by man, about man, with man's topics. Welcome to episode number 17 already. So for those of you who join us for the first time, welcome. For those who follow us, thanks for coming back to our show. Actually, we started 3 months ago. A bunch of men from different backgrounds, different cultural background, religious background, business background, different countries, and we started this Wild at Heart show discussing topics that are interesting for men, because we strongly believe men need men to talk to become a better version of themselves, and also need a masculine energy, not only a female one, but also a masculine energy when we want to improve ourselves. So welcome back. My name is Roland. And maybe you recognize my accent. I'm not a Native American or British English speaker. I'm raised and born in a beautiful small country in the middle of Europe, in Austria, which I left very, very early. I became a world traveler. I travel around the world. I always say the world is my office, the world is my home. So for the last 14 years, Mallorca was my home business. Right now, I'm living in my motorhome, traveling around Europe. So I'm just live here broadcasting from the amazing Atlantic coast in South France. And and tonight's topic is, how much body care does a real man need? An interesting topic, I guess. And always, I'm not alone. I have a fantastic panelist here on the show. So let's welcome my dear friend from Egypt, Mohamed.Mounir. Mohamed.
Hello, Roland. Hi, how are you?
Really missed you.
I missed you last week, and I am so energetic now for this topic and for tonight's show.
I know, and I know that you're showered, you're shaved, you smell good, because we talk about body care. Thank you, Maria. Okay, so let's welcome my dear friend from Germany, Christian. Christian, welcome. Hi, Christian. Welcome back on the show. I guess you're muted? Or maybe he has some technical problems. Okay, we will have him live later. Let's keep going. Welcome also Hazem. Hazem from Egypt. Welcome, my dear friend.
Welcome. Hi, Roland.
Hi, Hazem.
All is good?
Hi, good. Oh, alles good. Yeah, all good, alles good. Thank you so much. Good for having you here. And last but not least, because Big's card is off today, last but not least, we have our dear friend from Poland, Marcin. Marcin, welcome to the Wild at Heart show.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Marcin. Hi,
nice to see you again.
Hello, Marcin. Hi.
Nice one. Hi. Christian, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you guys.
Okay, he's back. Okay, hey, Christian, good to have you back on the show. And gentlemen, we have another topic. It's about body care. I guess a funny topic. How much body care does a real man need? Meaning, what is not enough when you're annoying your girlfriend, and what is maybe too much? Actually, I had a call before with a nice friend, and before the show, and she said, "What's the topic about it?" I told her, I said, "Oh, it's an interesting topic, because some men really some have not enough. They don't clean enough, but some men are on the other range. They smell too intense, but it's not good too." So yeah, maybe I start by myself. Talking about a little bit my story, and I'm getting older, and I don't know how you guys can relate to it, but when I was preparing for the show, and I said, body care, what do I use now? What I used in the past? What I was, as far as I can remember. And I remember when I was a teenager and a boy, I didn't care much, and not caring about myself, but I didn't have many products. maybe it's because at the time there were not so many products for men available at the point. I guess they had a toothbrush, a toothpaste, and a soap, and a shampoo for my hair. That was all, I guess, in the beginning. And then, more products come to market. You grow older, you date girls, you want to smell good, so you have an aftershave or an eau de toilette, whatever. But I never was too much into it. And actually, a few years ago, when I had this hipster beard, I spent a hell of time and money and products on a good beard treatment, beard shampoo, beard conditioner, beard oil, and all the stuff. I still have it here also in my motorhome. So it's changing, but as I'm traveling, I don't use it every day, to be honest. So guys, how about you? How do you, what does a daily, well, not too intimate, not too much detail, but how does a daily body care treatment look like, guys? Mounir is smiling. Mounir, how about you?
Okay, right. So my story is different. So it was very in the good old days. Youth, it was the basic thing, as you said. It was only having my perfume. I love perfume, so I always have a lot of perfume with different scents and so on. Part of the grooming was mainly related with the idea of body sprays and so on. So I was always using this since the beginning. Later, when I started, it was right after the tragedy that happened with the divorce. I started taking care of a different scenario. I was going to the barber shop just to cut my hair and so on, and that was it. The rest of it is known. But during that time, I was thinking of how can I take care of myself more. I started looking at myself as a separate entity from the family and from the kids, and I started thinking of, maybe I need to take care of what I'm putting inside my body in terms of what am I eating, being in shape, playing some sports, and so on. And why not to do some more activity to take care of that? So I started with at the barbershop saying, okay, can we do something like, facial masks, cleaning, some grooming for the extra hair, and doing the body care, and then those kind of nails things and so on. To be honest, it was really awkward because I didn't like it, and I didn't like to see the men doing this. I felt it's a little bit feminine. However, when I started doing it, I felt great, and it was now the barber shop. It's not only to cut my hair; it's for the entire grooming thing, and I feel like it's a very nice, relaxing atmosphere. Taking care of myself, listening to nice music, doing this, and then going as a new person. So, so to be honest, I started to do a few things, and as well as some of the moisturizing cream. I tried once anti-wrinkling between the eyes and so on, but it did not continue. That's my experience.
Okay, thanks. I can absolutely relate what you said, about barbershop. I became a huge fan of barbershops. For those who know, because I have a beard, so I go to cutting a little bit beard, shaving and hair, and I love this. You get this, this hot compresses, this hot towels on the screen on the first, and make this soft in your skin. Then this cream on it. It smells good. And you know what I like most?
Mm-hmm.
In a barbershop, a woman is not allowed to go in. So we're just men. It's a man's world. It's only us, our music, having a drink, a glass of whiskey or whatever, and really get a 1 hour drink. I love it. I love it.
Right.
Uh,
For me,
I have
I
a
don't like men touching me. So it's a barber shop. Yes, he's cutting my hair, the man. But if I'm doing something related with the nails and the facial masks and so on, it's a lady that is doing that with the
yeah,
rocks and so on.
but you don't get a bikini cut in
No,
the barber shop. No, okay. Anyway,
I wish,
okay.
but no.
No. I have a question, Mounir. My last question to you is for the audience. You're Egyptian. You're based in Egypt.
Yes.
I know that in the Far East, when I travel to Egypt, or especially Oman, they have a lot of perfumes, amazing senses. Is it very typical, would you say, for also for men in the Middle East to use perfumes?
Oh yes, of course. I mean the idea of perfumes and saints and so on. That's absolutely something we grow with it. I mean it's uh, having like a perfume or a eau de cologne is something that once we started to grow as kids and we feel like men and we feel that this is something nice and if we're going out going to school and something we use that. In Oman is a different thing because they want to have it like the entire atmosphere. So they use those things that they light, and then it's we have it in Egypt, and we're absolutely good at it. Not as good as Oman, however, it's similar. So it's in the Middle East. Men are always, keen about the smell, about being. It's part of the tradition, especially on Fridays before going to the prayer. It is how can I say it? It's a sunnah thing. So it's based on Prophet Muhammad, who told us to do that. Is that we take it as if it's a festival, and we dress the best, and we shower, and we go and we have some perfumes and so on, and to go to the mosque.
Very good, very good. I like that. I like that. Yeah, you always have to care a little bit, at least once a week. Even when I'm living now in my motorhome. Even it's not that the whole day have a t-shirt on flip flops. I also dress up when I go, especially when I go to a restaurant or something like that. It's very important to take care. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
At
Pleasure.
at the end of the world, Marcin, how about you? Taking care about just how's your personal style and how is in general the Polish style?
Hmm. Well, to spoke about the Polish style, it will be a great responsibility, actually. But what we are making fun of are men who are wearing flip-flops and socks at the same time. So it is like a Polish trademark, and it is not a very nice way to dress. But when I thought about how my approach to taking care of my body developed, the first what I remember is that when my facial hair starts to grow at the beginning, and as you all know, the first hair on our faces are just weak and not so serious, right? It doesn't look like a beard yet, but we are very eager to shave because it is like a manly thing, right? So what I remember is actually quite painful because I remember myself looking into the mirror and my dad making fun of me that there is nothing to be shaved yet, and he refuses actually to teach me how to shave, so I had to teach it myself. And so I think it is important also how we are taking it from our fathers or not. Becoming a man, shaving is one of the important things, I guess. But then when I was at university, I remember that I saw my own clothes. So I was able to, because style was very important for me, and I also made some jewelry out of stones for myself, but it was like a rage age, let's say. And after that, I can say I was referring to my style of clothing. I was quite dull, so I was dressing just smart casual for my job, and that's it. But lately, I discovered that actually my clothes can express how I feel and how I'm feeling myself at the moment. So I'm paying a little bit more attention not to dress in costly things. It's not about money. It's mostly about what kind of a color I want to wear, what kind of clothes I feel comfortable in. And as I age, I think I'm more decisive on that. So it is important for me, but not on these, surface, like I care so much how others see me. It's more like how I express tenderness and kind of love towards my body. So I'm paying attention, just as Munir, as you said, how I'm treating my own body, if I'm caring for it, as I imagine it should be cared for, and also how I'm choosing my clothing, and if it reflects my mood or my personality. And yeah, so for now, my style is quite important for me.
Thank you, Marcin. When you remembered, cozy clothes, what came to my mind was a quote by the famous designer Karl Lagerfeld. Unfortunately, he already passed away. Well, the famous Karl Lagerfeld said he was always very styled. Very styled. He said, "When you wear a jogging suit, you already gave up your life." And
Mm,
I was thinking about this because when I did business, I was very always in suits, very dressed, leather shoes. When I moved to Mallorca, in my finca life, I just was running around like a farmer, so I love cozy style, but not in public. But I love cozy style absolutely. But what I still keep going all the time to think about is taking care about myself. So like shaving. I mean, a beard. I always have a beard, but shaving the other part, or I don't say, like Mounir said before, I love to go to the barber shop, but I also love to go for manicure, pedicure. I love this. I take care about it. I guess feet is your feet are very, I think, also very, very important to take care about your feet, what most people don't do because you need your feet. And I love nice fingers and really have it properly done. But I'm also, in business, very straight when I go out in public, especially in the city. I'm a guy, we talk about body care, but I never go in a short in a city, even when I live in a hot place. Always a long, always a shirt, so in public or well dressed, but privately, very, very cozy. Christian, how about you? What are your body care? I mean, you don't have to care much, but what are you taking care of, my dear friend? What are you taking care of, your
Well,
friend?
this is difficult because it changed when my hair went away. It changed totally. But one of the things I'm really looking for is always having a really sharp blade. So this is very important for my style in terms of hair. On the other side, I found it very interesting what Mounir has or Mohammed has to say about this scent and perfume stuff, because I don't use that. But for me, as I like it on females, I like the smell of the female herself, like without scents, like perfume and stuff. So I like it natural. Yes, that's the right word. So I don't use deodorant. I don't use creams because, in my opinion, my skin is able to provide me with everything it needs itself. So we are born this way. So we're not born with having a, I don't know, Douglas or however you call these shops where you can buy all this stuff. So I think my skin can take care of itself. The only thing I'm really using is well, toothbrush, toothpaste, of course, and well, the shaving foam, and well, more or less that's it. Because most of the stuff on our skin is getting solved or put away with just water. So all the other things just dry out my skin. So I'm doing good with that. I never heard somebody saying, "Hey man, you stink." So that's how I'm doing it.
Christian, I can absolutely relate to it. Well, two things you saw. I used many years. I didn't use any perfume and stuff because the feedback I got from the girls I met, They loved my smell. They liked my smell. But as I'm growing older, I found out for myself that I smell differently when I'm getting older. So I use this. But what you also said is very important. To be honest, I'm a wild animal too, like you. I love girls with their natural smell. I loved it, really. You know, there's this. I love the natural smell because I always said to the girls, I mean, if I would be blind, and everybody uses the same perfume, how can I know who I meet today? Everybody's on Dior or on Fendi, so I'm a little bit individualism. And I always said to the girls, I don't want to smell your Dior, your Fendi, or I don't know, CK or whatever it is. I want to smell you, baby. I want to smell you. So let's get wet. Anyway, Hazem, how about you?
Guys, what I can see here is two extremes. Christian, he shocked me. He takes, himself seriously, and he doesn't want to use products from the pharmacy or creams and things like this, because he believes that the skin provides its own natural sense, and I respect that, and I'm really happy to hear this from Christian. I don't actually, for myself, the only thing that I take care of since long time ago, and don't laugh, guys, is my hair. I'm always trying to seek and search for natural ingredients and secret ingredients to use it in my hair. I don't know why I have this possession. Not only going to, for example, the pharmacy or from a shop and buying such products, but also I do like to use essential oils, especially, and I read about it a little bit. For example, the tea tree oil. If you ever heard about it, guys, it's very good. And I sometimes I get it, a pure essential oil of tea tree oil, and I mix it with, for example, peppermint oil, essential oil as well, and a little bit of olive oil. I do mixtures, and I use it, and I see how it goes, because I have a little ponytail. I want to take care of, and also I'm now in a business. Guys, Egypt is one of the big exporting and producing companies in the essential oils. If you ever heard about this, the geranium oil and the peppermint oil and basil oil and thyme oil. This process goes through this distillation in order to extract the oil from the plant. Lemongrass oil, rosemary oil, all such essential oils. Egypt is very famous in it, and I'm actually now trying to sneak in this business to produce herbs and distill it to extract some essential oils. For example, like the geranium oil, which is used also in cosmetics and in perfumes and in shampoos and so on and so forth. It's a little bit weird, but my question here, what I am trying to throw it on the table, what is the borderline of for men? Is getting too much care for himself, or he's normal? I think there's a borderline or a thin line. Can anybody answer me or give me some hints about it?
I guess this is very individual. What is good and what is enough, and what likes your partner. But we have a little experience with Christian, but I understand Christian's point also a little bit, to be honest. For example, my hair. I love my hair, and I'm happy that I have full hair, and I'm really taking care about it. But years ago, I changed my washing my hair. I only wash my hair once a year. I'm sorry, once a week, or so every 7 or 10 days, not every day or every second day like before. And it's much better. It's much better. It's much better. In the beginning, it was a little bit more oily, but now it's really good. So I wash less my hair. It feels much better. And what I also saw, and that's why I understand also Christian, is my stepson. He's a very famous teacher. And I remember when he was smaller, so when has been living with us, I could see it. My gosh, he spends 2 hours every day in the bathroom, and I was a little bit worrying about him. But what really happened is, and he was always using a lot of stuff and really expensive stuff, not natural, I think not natural stuff, but this fancy, expensive brands. And what happened after a while, I remember he came to me and said, Roland, can I have a look at me? I said, oh my gosh, what happened? He had huge covered his body in white. So what he did, with you overusing this stuff, he totally destroyed his skin, and he got a lot of, how to say this, builds. I don't know the English word, maybe Christian, no, builds. So you kind of bacteria, and his skin was totally destroyed. The whole body looked awful. He was a dark guy, but he had this white spots, huge white spot on the whole body, and it took him almost a year to recover. The secret was just wash with water, and when you want to be clean, use sometimes a natural product, because this overuse of this is not a good stuff too. So I guess we have something in between, something in between. But I Christian, as long as you feel comfortable and as long as the girls love it, it's okay. I think it's working. It's something very individual. For example, as I said in the fries, I know there's a lot of smelling, but for me it's too intense. So when a girl has too much perfume, it's too much for me. It's too much. I love it just a little bit so I can smell her when she gets wet, and a little perfect, but too much is too much for me. I guess it's also cultural. How do you get used, guys? I have another question. Beard, guys. We all men are shaving partial or totally. Machine, electricity, all the old style wet shaving. What do you use, and why do you use it? Whoever wants to jump
Well,
in.
well,
Marcin.
I can say I think I tried it all. So I'm a gadget man, so I love gadgets. So through the years, because well, I started to have this small beard when I started my job as a spokesperson, because I was only 26 at the time, and I had to be a spokesperson for a large part of well, commercial part of small shops in Poland, and I was speaking to the Parliament and European Commission and to the media. So I look too young to be treated reasonably, and that's why then I started to grow my beard, and it was more than 10 years ago actually, and from that time I was this, well, for me it's just so convenient that I need to trim it only once a week or so. But funny story, before we get married with my wife, I decided, listen, Anya, you need to see my true face because you know me only with the beard. So only for you, I will shave completely once for you to see what my real face looks like, for you to make like an educated decision whether or not you want to be with me. And I shaved before the ceremony, a few days before ceremony, and she's like, no, no, definitely grow them back, grow them back. So from that time, I had a longer and shorter beard. I went to barber shops, but to be honest, now I'm used to trim my facial hair myself, and I'm using different kinds of electrical machines. The ones with batteries works well for me without any cables because I travel a lot and I need to have those trimmers with me. But I don't know if I can advertise for one special brand here, but actually Philips One Blade works for me because you can shave like completely with it, but also trim some longer hair as well. So I'm just using electric machines. I'm not using blades anymore because yeah, I do not need to. I have just those small parts to be take care of, so that's enough for me.
Thank you. I was laughing for myself when you told the story about shaving because one of my best friends from school happened to say one day after, I don't know, 15 years marriage, he shaved her for the first time, and his wife said, "No, please, let's grow it again." Let's grow it again. Okay. So you are an electric guy, an electric rider. Okay. Monia, how
Yeah,
about
that's
you?
it.
Hassem, you joined in. Hassem, how about you?
I have, sorry, Munir, I have just a little bit of a funny story. My second marriage, I used also to have a beer, and then when I was going through my first date, I decided to shave, and I was almost ruining my first date with this shaving. Yes.
Yeah, some girls love it wild. Some girls love it
Yeah.
wild. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
if I can follow up on my story, actually, there was a time, I think it was 2 years ago, when my wife went to 2 weeks karate camp. So she was out for 2 weeks, and I was um, so pissed off with that because actually I was missing her, and it was, a very intense time in our marriage, and I was missing her so much. So I decided, as a protest, I shaved again my face, so I look like well, I look really bad without my facial hair, really, really bad. And I sent her some pictures, and she said, "Oh my God, what have you done? So you must grow them back before I will be back, right?" So it was like, very funny situation, but it was also painful because after so long time without any shaving, my skin on my face was not used to shaving so much. So I had so many ingrown hair on my face that they actually raised up my skin as they grow. So I had bumps here and there, and I look like a Frankenstein. And from that day, I never shaved again. So I will never do it again. I will have my beard all the time.
Thank you. Thank you, Masood. Christian, how about you? Electric or wet?
Well, of course, it's wet. And the thing is how I do it, because well, maybe I don't know if it's funny or not. If you have these changeable heads on your shaver when you buy it, they're so crazy expensive here in Germany. I every time I went to the store, you buy four of these changeable blades, and it's about 16 euros or something like that. And I went crazy on that because I couldn't believe that a article like this, which is so cheap, can cost that much money. So I decided to shave with just, well, these old school shaving blades, and I bought one of those and a piece of leather to like put it over to sharpen it back again. And well, you have to be really focused and concentrated during this, because if not, it shows you that you have done something wrong in a very painful way. So, well, that keeps me focused while I'm shaving, and it saves me, well, a lot of money would be said too much, but that was the reason I switched. Yes,
I,
and
li- I like that, Christian. I like that, Christian. Really traditional style. I love it. Very
yes,
masculine, with this. Well, very masculine. Cool.
yeah, and you get the best results on that. Well, especially
Yeah.
here on the head, it's just swift and well, no, I don't know how you call it. These little hairs coming up. All
Yeah.
that. So it's the best results. So
Thanks, Christian.
yeah,
Munir,
well,
how about you? Electric or wet?
Well, wet. What I've done when I was just getting, being adult and started to have this hair, and my father got me this Philips shaver. So it was in the good old days, so it was not really sensitive one. and I played with it a lot so that I messed up everything and all my facial hair, because now every you know a piece of hair is going into a different direction. So it was a real disaster, especially with my chin. Then at that point of time, I ruined it. So I stopped the electrical shaving and then started to use the wet normal breather once, and I learned the lesson. So it was, and eventually as well, when I got older and older, it does not grow like a full beard. It's some areas are not there. So, but I said, okay, no matter, I'm not going to be growing a beard now. So let it be. So it's a weight shaving. I don't use the electrical at all.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I'm also a wet shaver. The reason for that is, my dad was my role model in the beginning, of course, when we first checked him, and he used the same brand that you guys mentioned. And so I had the same brand, but maybe it's because 40 years ago and it didn't work properly. So I had really skin problem. Actually, it really didn't shave properly. And there was some hair left, and I really got skin problems, it became red and stuff like that. So I changed to wet shaving, and I do wet shaving since the beginning. I love it. Uh, but as Christian said, something you really be careful, because otherwise in the beginning you really hurt yourself a little bit. You have to stay focused. But I love wet skin. Guys, we come slowly to the end. I have a question I really want. We're talking about beards, about shaving, about. I know some of you are married, some of you are single. I'm a single also now, but maybe Christian, when you have been in a relationship, or I was in a relationship, guys, did you really had your own style, or had your wife or your girlfriend, present one, had an impact on it, an influence, and they said you have to have a beer, or as you said, Marcin, or no beer at all, you're not allowed to have a beer, I don't like it, or you say, hey baby, I don't care, it's about me. So what about Baraka? You have your own style, or you had an influence on your wife? I know Marcin was shaking. Marcin, how about you? Start with you.
Yeah, well, in our relationship, my wife probably would accept everything that I wear or do with my body, and she's very open. But I cannot blame her for having her own tastes. So obviously, I wish to fit in her tastes somehow. But to be honest, what I like, she likes as well, usually. There are just a few things that I love to wear or do, and she not so much, but she is lovingly accepting that. So, as I have quite strong views on my own style, usually I decide what I want to wear, but she also can advise me well, because she sees me from like other perspective, and sometimes she said, no, Marcin, I know you love this shit, but really you do not look so well in that. So it's more like I'm using some of the advice, but definitely she's not deciding what I will wear or not. There were time when I tried to let's say impress other people with my look or with products I used, and now, up to the scent I'm wearing, I'm deciding on my own. It is important for me that I like it. So I'm deciding and I'm wearing consciously one particular scent that I love, because I just want to be like this scent, let's say. So yeah, it's more individual for me.
Okay, thank you, Omras. Mounir, how about you? Your own style, or are you, like myself, two times married? You changed it with the second wife because she had a different taste, or you stayed with your style?
Well, you know me, from the previous one, so I did not change. No, in the beginning, I did it once with this kind of I don't know how we call it in English, but in Egypt we call it the Douglas
Okay.
beer, which is the mustache. And then I tried it once in the very early years of my first marriage. I didn't like it at all. It wasn't me. So I stopped it, and since then, never done something like that. It's about me, as Marcin is saying. It's about who I like myself. If I look at the mirror, I feel that this is myself. If I smell myself, these are the scents that I like, and that's it.
Okay. Thank you. Christian, how about you? Did you take care about the girls and said, no, this is my style? Take it or leave it?
Not that hard, but that never was a question in my relationships. But in terms of style, I got a few female friends, and I I really have two of them. They're especially for shopping reasons. So I always take one or both of them with me when I go shopping, and I enjoy it because they really have a good taste of what is good with me, what comes not so good with me. So this is how we do it. And in terms of a relationship, I hope I don't shock you again, Hazem or Mounir. The time I'm at home, I'm naked most of the time. So there is no really style question coming up then.
Thank you.
I think, Christian, we don't want to know this piece of information.
Obviously.
You're totally naked at home?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm just making a note for myself to always knock very loudly before I went into your house. But actually, I'm on the same page, Christian. So yeah, I'm
Yes.
like the same. If only I have a chance for that.
Yeah.
Same here, and but not all the day. But it's when I go to sleep. So if I'm sleeping, if I'm in my hotel room or sleeping alone or something, I would go naked, absolutely naked for the sleep. But the rest of the
It's
day,
healthy.
I'm wearing something. Yes, it is. It is so healthy. It's absolutely totally different. Wake up in the morning, you feel different.
And it also gives me a totally natural relationship to my body because I'm used to show it. So
that can be another interesting topic for one of our shows. Absolutely, because they're different cultural. But actually, today I had a conversation with some Irish and UK friends. We've been talking about going to spa, and know that the Germans, the Austrians, the Swiss, the Scandinavian go naked. All other countries not, and it was a cool discussion with them. Maybe we'll do another show on that. Yeah. Before we close up, like Maria, I was married 2 times, 15 years, a long time, and I was always known that I'm always changed my style: long hair, short hair, mustache, full beard, this beard. The hair on this side, the hair on that side. I was always changing my style. I had always a lot of fun on that. And sometimes I got the feedback that the girlfriend or my wife said, no, it's not good. And then I was thinking about it. And I'm a man. I said, oh, that's my will. I do it. But to be honest, after a while, I said, no, maybe the feedback was not so bad. Let's change it again, to be honest. So sometimes it was really good to get a feedback. I said, no, it doesn't really look good. Change it. Or I wouldn't say you're too old for this, but no, it doesn't fit you properly, or especially in business. Maybe it's not so good in business to have this and that. So I was listening to the girls, of course, and to my wives. I did. Because now sometimes we need a feedback from outside how people see us on give it a feedback. So to be honest, yes, I thinking about it, and I remember I love to have a long beard, and I have this what they call it the hipster beard, and I loved my beard. Actually, it was a lot of work. I gave it up for a lot of work, and I have gray hair, and I love gray hair, but with the long beard, all my friends called me, "Hey, Santa Claus is back in town." And this was a feedback too. And then I said, okay, it's a lot of work. I'm not Santa Claus. I cut it back. But yeah, I have a look at what the girls say to me. Absolutely. It's not that I'm get influenced totally. I don't know what I want, but I listen to the feedback, and maybe I don't see it on the first time, but afterwards I said, oh yeah, you're right, baby. maybe I shave this or I cut this. Absolutely. Okay, so the question is, what do all the women want to know? We didn't discuss that. Maybe we had some comment. What exactly do women know about? Maybe we have, who is listening, maybe we can have a short impact or a short question so we can answer that in the last minute. Oh, Christian says, okay, there was a question. Total body shaving. Yes or no? Total body shaving. It's not only the bikini cut. Maybe it's meant legs and chest and total body shaving. Yes or no? I can say no, not at all.
No.
I did.
Now we're getting so far.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I remember I did it once. In fact, it was my girlfriend. After the divorce, I had a couple of girlfriends from outside of Egypt, from Central Europe, Central Eastern Europe, and one of them, she was coming, and she said, and she asked about it before she came to Egypt to see me and to spend a few days, and she asked for it. I did it once, but not again since then. You know, it was a good experience, but after that, there are some parts that are shaved, but not the full body.
Waxing, Mounir, or shaving with the blade, and which part of your body? Can you give us a little bit of more detail, my dear friend?
Stop it. No.
Guys, I tell you something because about waxing. To be honest, I shaved once my whole body, or not twice. Once because I was cycling. I did a lot of cycling. So okay, maybe shaving when you have an accident is better. Never again. Then I shaved and I did I went several times to India for Ayurveda treatments. And the first 2-3 weeks, there's no oil. They really rub you with the powder, and it's painful. So I shaved for that. And waxing, yes, I did it once, to be honest. And zwar whole body waxing. I was in Bali, I remember that, and I went every day for a massage, and my girlfriend went a massage and waxing. And then, okay, let's go for waxing, some hair in the back. But I did a whole body waxing. I stood bastard. I booked a 2-hour whole body waxing. Never, ever again in my life. I never had so much pain, and the girl was really shouting and screaming and laughing about me. This lovely Balinese women. It was really, really painful. Never, ever again. So, lady who was writing us, never ever again. Okay, guys, we close up. Thank you so much, and to be so open. And I hope to our audience, you know, when you love the topic, please come to our next show every Wednesday, same time, same station, interesting topics. If you missed one of the shows, please go on the website, bonfiretalks.com. You see all details and contact details with these handsome, good-smelling guys. If you want any advice, but you also see all the recordings of the episodes before. Thank you so much for joining us. Next Wednesday, same time, same station, here on USA Global TV and Radio, the Wild at Heart Show, a show for men, by men, about men. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. See you backstage when you have time. Bye.
Bye-bye.